Hey YouTube, it's Fox again. Not just saying hello to YouTube, but to all my fellow friends who play World of Warcraft. This is going to be a ramble, bit of complaining, because quite honestly, I have been rather disappointed by Blizzard's decisions and fixes in the 3.1 patch. Now, to the patch prior to Wrath of the Lich King, we got to see many of the new talents when they decided to drop them in the Shadows of Doom patch. For warriors, this meant that, they got the ability of Titan's Grip, which allowed them to dual-wield two-handed weaponry. At first, it came at a hit reduction. Then they removed the hit reduction in patch 3.0.9, and we were basically given free range to, put the ability to its best use in raids and PvE. Well, recently, in 3.1, they decided to nerf the ability, making it so that if you dual-wielded two-handed weaponry, you would take a 10% physical damage loss. Now, this hit the warrior community really fucking hard. I mean, if you were a Fury warrior, you were meant for one thing. You were a PvE DPS. You were raiding. You weren't going against other players. You weren't, ganking other players. You were going up against computer monsters and things like that. You weren't... Your place was in a dungeon somewhere. Now, if we even use the ability, we get punished for it? It makes no sense to me. There's no balance to it at all. And it's got a lot of Fury Warriors actually very pissed off because, we can't even match DPS anymore. We can't compete with a rogue. We can't compete with paladins, mages, warlocks, hunters, druids. Heaven forbid druids. I mean, what? A pure class is no longer allowed to compete with a hybrid class? I mean, that's what makes me wonder. If it's a PvE ability, who was whining about it, suddenly affect... I mean, did some rogue see a warrior's DPS, going higher than theirs on the damage meters and decided to cry about it or something? I mean, seeing a warrior in, tier 7.5 gear suddenly makes, this paladin over here makes his dick limp or something? I don't know. It bothers the hell out of me. Hopefully Blizzard will rectify this in some way or another. On top of that, they decided to poke around with, warlocks. I know. Big shock, right? With warlocks, you used to be able to, a leveling warlock, one of their codependents is going to be their Voidwalker. And they're going to use that big, burly blue son of a bitch to, take all the damage and keep all the threat while they do their thing. Now the Voidwalker had their health cut by 60%. Yeah, 60. Not 50, not 30, not 40. 60. So my Voidwalker, who's only level 46, went from having nearly 4,800 HP to, without the glyph, maybe about 1.8. Maybe 1.8, 1.9, somewhere maybe in the 2K region. How the fuck is a warlock supposed to be able to go out on their own and survive without a Voidwalker to protect them? Yeah, sure, there's always playing with another player, but other players aren't exactly in hot demand right now. Well, none that aren't, Death Knights. On top of that, in 3.1, they created an ability called Fell Synergy. Fell Synergy allowed for a warlock to passively heal their demon over time with a set percentage of the spell damage they deal. Well, at first the set percentage was going to be at maximum somewhere around 60%. 60-50% of the spell damage you deal, they heal the demon for. Well, in 3.1.1, they decide, oh no, we did something helpful for the warlocks. Let's nerf that ability now too. So now it only has a chance of healing the warlock's demon for 15%, then 30% of their demon's health. Thanks, Blizzard. Oh, and don't think none of us noticed that, every class minus paladins was nerfed. Come on. We pay $15 a month to play your game. Why do you keep fucking us like this? Not all of us want to play a pally. You can only be lawful good for so long. So yeah, aside from that, I don't know, like I said, I'm going to be I was going to ramble. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me. I'll know if I see any of your comments down there. Or over there. Or maybe there. Or even in my mailbox. Whichever way it happens to be. Supposedly, a warrior is going to be putting up a petition in the Warcraft forums to try to get the epic failure of a nerf of Titan's Grip removed. Or at least reduced. Here's hoping. So, if anybody has any comments, they can post a comment down below. If they agree with me, disagree with me, feel they want to justify the nerf, whatever, you can leave a comment down there, even message me. Well, I suppose that wraps this up. I'm going to go play some Gary's mod. This is the Fox.